Have you ever received your salary, looked at your bank account just 1 week later, and wondered where on earth all that money went? It's a frustrating feeling, isn't it? It's like there's an invisible leak in your pocket that you just can't seem to plug. If someone doubled your salary tomorrow, would your life really change? Or would you just find more expensive ways to end up broke by the middle of the month? Welcome to the Future Self Project. Today, I want to share a story about a young man named Michael who worked as a supermarket attendant. He was a hard worker. He'd walk 40 minutes to work, spend all day on his feet carrying heavy boxes, and come home with an aching back and a shirt soaked in sweat. Even though he worked so hard, he and his coworkers used to joke that they weren't working for money anymore. They were just working for food. But Michael had a money leak that was making everything worse. Every month, the moment his paycheck hit, he felt rich. His friends would call him up saying, "You only live once." And without a second thought, Michael would join them at the club. He'd buy expensive drinks and even new shoes he couldn't really afford, just so no one would think he was poor. He felt successful for a few hours, but a week later, he'd be back to staring at an empty kitchen and counting the days until the next payday. The turning point for Michael didn't happen at work. It happened on his walk home when he saw a landlord evicting a family right onto the street. The landlord shouted something that changed Michael's life. "You've been working every day, so where is my rent? You work, but you never plan." Michael realized that those words weren't just for the tenant. They were for him. He looked at his own worn-out shoes and realized he was one emergency away from standing on that same sidewalk. He realized that a small salary wasn't his biggest problem, it was a lack of a plan. So if you feel like you have a money leak, here is exactly how Michael plugged his, and how you can too. The very next day, Michael went to the library and started learning. He didn't look for get-rich-quick schemes. He looked for a way to be faithful with what he already had. He started a simple notebook where he wrote down every single expense: rent, food, transport, and savings. For the first time, his money had a specific purpose. When his friends called him to go out, he did something incredibly difficult. He said no. He stayed home, cooked a simple dinner, and saved that money instead. He followed a strict routine where he paid his rent first and bought only what he actually needed. At first, his savings were so small they only filled a tiny envelope, but he remembered a powerful lesson. Never laugh at small savings, because one day they become big opportunities. Over the years, those small leaks he plugged became the bricks of his future. He went from a supermarket attendant to a man who owned his own home and eventually rental properties. He didn't become rich overnight. He built his life one decision and one saved dollar at a time. He realized that while a salary can feed you for a month, wisdom can provide for a lifetime. So, I want to leave you with one final question. When your next paycheck arrives, is it going to disappear into the same old leaks, or is it going to be the first brick in the future you've been praying for? I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What is one habit or one money leak you're going to change starting today? If Michael's story gave you some hope, please hit that like button and subscribe to the Future Self Project. Your future self will thank you for the choices you make today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next story.